Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
The first meeting of the Youth Leadership Program was held yesterday, which was conducted successfully by Toastmaster Jyothi and Toastmaster Darshan. Hearty congratulations to them. Wishing them all the best. Now I request our VP Toastmaster Shreya to give us the role takers update for the upcoming weeks.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. For the next meeting to be held on 20th of April, the following roles have been booked. One speech slot has been booked by Toastmaster Aparna and one evaluation slot by Toastmaster Ujwal. The rest of the roles are open, so I would encourage everyone to come forth and take up any roles voluntarily so that we have more engagement rather than me going and asking other individuals to take up roles. So if anyone is interested, please contact me. Thank you and back to our president.
So requesting all of you to reach out to our VP Toastmaster Shreya. Now I request our Sergeant Toastmaster Darshan to take over.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. As the Sergeant at Arms, my role is to come behind the lectern and start the meeting with high energy and happiness. And since today's theme is happiness, while preparing for my role, I started thinking what happiness really is. I have two cats at my house, and funnily enough, their names are Happy and Saddy. So many times we think of happiness comes from big things, big success, big achievements. So when I look at my cats, I observed something which made me think happiness differently. It does not worry about the future. It does not think about the past. If it is hungry, it just eats happily. If it is tired, it just sleeps peacefully. If it finds a simple small toy, it plays with full excitement. It finds happiness in every single thing. It lives in the present. Watching this, I realized we as humans complicate happiness. We think we need everything to be perfect in order to find happiness. But many times, happiness is already present in small things. So now, you might think I will say, learn from my cat and you will find happiness. No, if I say like that, it is a beautiful lie. My cat is just comfortable. It is not happy, but just comfortable. My cat has no goals, no responsibilities, no growth. Short-term comfort gives temporary happiness, but long-term growth gives happiness which lasts longer. For example, we eat junk food, we feel happy immediately, and that happiness lasts for little amount of time. Now if you stay healthy, you stay fit, you work out, you will be confident, you will feel proud, and that happiness lasts longer. And with that thought, I would like to introduce someone who focuses on growth and long-term happiness. She is someone who holds a BCom and Interior Design degree from SPMJC. She is a sports enthusiast who loves playing badminton. She is also a Triple Crown winner and has successfully conducted a youth leadership program. So please join me in warmly welcoming our President, Toastmaster Apoorva.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshan, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I see few guests in the room. Kindly stand up from wherever you are and introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and how you got to know about that.
So I'm Chakravarti, basically from born and brought up from Tamil Nadu. So there is a Toastmaster Club, District 120. So one of my friend is a finance manager there. So he introduced me to Toastmaster and he referred me this club here, so which is nearby my workplace. So I stay in Panchangpi. So I work for export import logistics. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Shreya. I'm from Bangalore and I'm a student at VMS College of Engineering. My dad introduced me to Toastmasters Club.
Looking forward to see you as members of our club. Now I request our secretary, Toastmaster Ujwal, to read out the minutes of the meeting number 1362.
Namaste fellow Toastmasters. Here are the minutes of the meeting number 1362. The theme was write your own script and the word of the week was leverage. The business session started at 6:22 p.m. and was chaired by the President Toastmaster Apoorva. In the business session, the following points were addressed. The youth leadership program currently had 17 participants and would start the upcoming week. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sakshi started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Apoorva. The President opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Deepa. The Master of Ceremonies spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer, Toastmaster Sakshi Gupta, Accounter, Toastmaster Dharmender PT Evaluator, Toastmaster Lalana, Grammarian, Toastmaster Shreedevi. The following speakers delivered prepared speeches. First speaker, Toastmaster Aparna Pathak in the Presentation Mastery Level 1 Project 1, evaluated by Toastmaster Darshan. Second speaker, Toastmaster Jyothi in the path Innovative Planning Level 4 Project 2, evaluated by Toastmaster Shuba. Speaker 3, Toastmaster Raja Prashad in the path Presentation Mastery Level 3 Project 2, evaluated by Toastmaster Ujwal. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Madhusudan S and had the following speakers. Distinguished Toastmaster A K Prabhakara, Toastmaster Lalana, Toastmaster Chetan Vashish, Toastmaster Sakshi Gupta, Toastmaster Madhusudan S, Toastmaster Rachana Sridhar, Distinguished Toastmaster M U Bhat, Toastmaster Rahul R. Gandhi, Toastmaster Malagiri Das, Toastmaster Dharmender and Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa S. Please excuse me for a second, there's a glitch. The general evaluation session was conducted by Toastmaster Jyothi and the winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Raja Prashad, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Ujwal, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa GS and Toastmaster Chetan Vashish. The Best Role Taker TAPG was Toastmaster Rachana Sridhar and the Best Role Taker MTG was Toastmaster Shreedevi. The President closed the meeting at 8:24 p.m. followed by the National Anthem. Thank you and back to the President.
Are there any amendments proposed? If not, I would accept MOM of meeting number 1362 and we open meeting number 1.
If there is an amendment, Toastmaster Aadhiswar conducted a table topic session.
Yes.
And I was not the general evaluator. The last one got changed as well.
Yes.
I request our secretary to make the necessary changes and resend the MOM of meeting number 1362.
I will.
Or is it that you write some other MOM?
Yeah.
Please check that.
Yeah,
Because you will correct the wrong one and send the.
I will make sure to correct it by the end of this meeting and give you the.
You can send it tomorrow also. We can be
I
listening
think he
now.
read out the wrong MOM
He mixed
after the
up
glitch. I think he
MOM
went
of
and
past
No, he
meetings.
said Deepa was the MC. It was Shreedevi who was the
The
MC,
MC,
right?
yeah.
Last
We
week.
mixed past 2 meetings.
Yeah, I think he
First half was correct, second half got changed as well.
Yeah, that is because I think there was a glitch and he went and read out.
I
Okay,
will
if
fix
there are
it.
any changes, do the necessary changes and send it out by the end of the meeting.
No, he has to listen to this meeting. He is participating, so he can send it afterwards also.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you send a revised MOM,
I will.
updated, and then read out again next week.
Okay.
Okay, thank you Toastmaster Ujwal. I hereby open meeting number 1363. something. How many of you have said, I'll be happy when I get distinction in my exams. I'll be happy when I go to college. I'll be happy when I get placed in my dream company. I'll be happy when I find my soulmate and get married. I'll be happy when I travel the world. I'll be happy when I have kids and have the perfect family. Ladies and gentlemen, what if I tell you that happiness doesn't work in that way? Because let's face it, we have achieved some of these milestones and yet we are never completely satisfied. And the happiness we achieve is temporary. We quickly get back to the run, chasing the what if I'll be happy then, and when will I be happy next? Maybe that's because happiness isn't achieved if we change the way we lead our life. In fact, it is achieved when we change the way we look at life. Few days back, when I heard the theme for today's meeting, happiness, the first thing that popped my mind was Toastmaster Shuba's table topic response. Couple of weeks back, Toastmaster Shuba said, imagine you are at the bus stop and it starts raining heavily and you don't even have an umbrella. If you are in a good mood, probably you will go in the middle of the road and dance, enjoy every movement in the rain and even enjoy the splashes from the vehicles moving across the road. On the other hand, if you have already had a rough day at work, your boss screamed at you, you have a huge pile of pending work, you're tired, exhausted, and it starts raining, you will be extremely disappointed, frustrated, and wish it stops raining. Same rain, same situation, but different experience. If you're in a good mood, every situation, any place you are in, doesn't matter, because happiness is not a destination. It is a journey. With the right state of mind, every step of this journey will become enjoyable. Now, I would like to share a story I read a few months back in the magazine. Once, a professor enters into a classroom with 2 cups of tea. He comes and places it in front of the students and he asks the students, which of these cups would give you happiness? One cup was ordinary, plain and simple glass cup, while the second one looked very expensive. It had designer engravings on it. It looked beautiful. Naturally, all the students chose the second cup. The professor smiled and said, all of you chose the expensive looking beautiful cup, while the tea in both the cups were exactly the same. All of us are so busy and focused on the most beautiful cup that we are forgetting to enjoy the tea inside the cup. Maybe that is what all of us are doing all along. We are chasing perfection, we are chasing the perfect moment, we are chasing the perfect life, the perfect cup, and totally forgetting the tea which is already in our hand. So fellow Toastmasters, let's not chase perfection in everything in life. Let's pause, let's appreciate, let's sip and enjoy a cup of tea. Because happiness is not out there anywhere in the world. It is in fact deeply inside ourselves. Simply because happiness is a state of mind. Now, to talk more about the theme happiness, let me call upon someone whom I see her as the personification of happiness. She is someone who has a smile on her face, no matter what the situation, every single day. From the time I joined Toastmasters, I've seen her, whenever I see her, she has the biggest smile on her face. She is a science graduate who has done a postgraduate diploma course in systems management. She is actively involved in Rotary and Inner Wheel. She is also served as the district chair. She is someone who finds happiness in traveling. Practicing yoga brings happiness to her soul. Please welcome, with a thunderous round of applause, the ever smiling Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lalana Murthy.
Thank you, President, for that kind introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
Don't we all strive for happiness?
Yes.
We do, as the previous speakers have also explained about it. According to Aristotle, it's the only thing we seek for its own sake. Everything else we pursue is a means to achieve happiness. But happiness is not a simple concept. Aristotle mentions 4 levels of happiness, each offering a unique perspective on what it means to lead a fulfilling life. Level 1 is Laetus, which is spelled as Laetus and means happiness from material objects. Some it's short term, and some examples are eating your favorite food, watching a movie, or buying something new. Level 2 is Felix, which is happiness from ego gratification and comparison. You get this happiness when you feel you are better than others, or you achieve something, get some power, be in a position of power, or from popularity. Level 3 is Beatitudo, which is happiness from doing good for others. You get this happiness when you make a difference to someone or in someone's life, and from empathy, compassion, and service. Level 4 is Sublime Beatitudo, which is the ultimate perfect happiness. This is the highest form of happiness and is often found through faith, spirituality, and seeking meaning beyond oneself. There are also some phrases associated with happiness, such as being on cloud 9, over the moon, or in 7th heaven. But in Bangalore, as some of us know, cloud 9 is a maternity home where babies are born, and when that happens, obviously the young parents are on cloud 9. Regardless of the phrases, the fact remains that being happy is a state of mind. You can lead a happy life with meager earnings, or be unhappy even though being rich. Money cannot buy you happiness, but what you do with the money and how you use it may result in happiness. Though many people associate happiness with money, I personally feel that having healthy and meaningful relationships contribute to happiness, and of course having good health also. So back in 1924, there was this person, Ralph C. Smedley, who believed that good communication and leadership skills also contribute to our happiness. Hence, he founded the Toastmasters International in Santa Ana, California, so that people could benefit and be happy. It started as a single club, but we now have about 13,800 clubs spread across the world with a membership of about 260,000. Our own Mekong Communication Club was started in 1998, and it's a matter of pride that we belong to this 28-year-old club. A typical Toastmasters meeting consists of 3 sessions. The prepared speech session, where the speaker gets to prepare on a subject of their choice according to the project guidelines. The second session is the table topic session, where the speakers are called at random and asked to speak on a topic for about 2 minutes. And this is where you get to improve your impromptu speaking skills. The third session is the general evaluation session, where the proceedings of the meeting are evaluated. We also have a team of role takers who assist us in the smooth functioning of the meeting. As I call out the names of the role takers, I request them to explain their roles. We have Toastmaster Sumukh as a timer.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am the timer for today's meeting and I'll help you all leverage the time in today's meeting. For today's session, we have 3 sections. The prepared speech section, which the time allotted is 5 minutes to 7 minutes. I will raise green, yellow, and red card at 5, 6, and 7 minutes. During the table topic session, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. I will raise green, yellow, and red card at 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes. During the evaluation session, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. I will raise green at 2, yellow at 12 off, and red at 3 minutes. So give my report at the end of the evaluation session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumukh. We have Toastmaster Dharmender as the accounter.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds which are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I will listen for repeated or overused words or words that don't add value to a speech, including and, well, so, I mean, you know, etc. I will also listen for filler sounds including etc. When called upon, I will submit my report. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. We have Toastmaster Deepa as the Grammarian.
Fellow Toastmasters, Madam Toastmaster and guests, as a grammarian today I'll be noting down good usage of words and not so good usage of words. And it is also my responsibility to introduce word of the week, that is meticulous, showing great attention to detail, very careful and precise. This is the meaning. And the usage, her meticulous preparation made her speech flawless. I will encourage all the speakers to use word of the week. Word of the week. I will try to be meticulous as a grammarian, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And now we have a brand new Toastmaster, Toastmaster Punith, as the parliamentary procedure evaluator.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So there's being take responsibility of this role, I will be monitoring the following rules, I would say. So first is refrain from keep your phones on silent mode, refrain from speaking on sex, religion and politics, enter and exit only during an applause, avoid crosstalk, especially when someone is speaking behind the lectern.
Thank you. Now we'll start off with the first session, which is the prepared speech session. Our first speaker for today is delivering her second elective project speech, level 3 from Leadership Development Path. I request the individual evaluator to read out the speech guidelines.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. Notes for the evaluator. The member completing this project is working to add humor to a speech through anecdotes and stories. The speech should not be a report on the content of the Know Your Sense of Humor project. Thank you, and back to the MC.
The speaker is a social science graduate and has a master's in visual communication. She is a graphic designer and is currently working at a multi-curation innovation platform called Social Alpha. She is a creative person with varied interests such as reading, trekking, doodle art, watching movies, etc. With her speech titled Time Pass Before Technology. Please help me welcome our VP membership, Toastmaster Shuba.
Let me take you all back to much simpler times when I consumed more boomer chewing gum than content on the internet. We dealt with boredom not through screens but through just simple and plain life unfolding around us. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Growing up in an apartment community in the 2000s was quite the unique experience. Every evening started like this. Vidya, Manya, Meda, Kavya, adjusting the R levels based on floor levels. And listening to these high decibel levels, the ground floor aunties were always so bothered. This one auntie said, "Sure, go home, don't play here." We were preventing her kids from focusing on their studies. Little did she know that the exact moment that she started shouting at us was when her own children realized that we were actually playing downstairs. Another auntie scared us. She said, "I will call the police." She couldn't hear the audio of her favorite serial. विवाह से पहले आपके सामने दो शर्त रखना चाहते हैं. Hey, you're out here, Kavya. This is probably how she heard Jodha Akbar. Now, over the years, many kids, families moved in and many families moved out. There was once a kid who moved in, a boy. He was quite scrawny. He had gone to his native place over the summer break. When he returned after 2 months, he was unrecognizable. He had become triple his size. The next day, Vidya, Manya, Kavya, Idli. That day, Rohan was gone. Idli was born. And that's how spontaneous we were with names. He was named Idli for life. And just like how we were spontaneous with naming, we also told all kinds of stories. And some friends took it to the next level. There was an incident. 4 of us were playing on the merry-go-round. And right next to the merry-go-round were the swings, were the poles of the swings. Now, we were playing at high speeds, and to experience the full extent of that centrifugal fun, we started edging closer and closer towards the edge. But Kavya put her head back and nicked the pole. She looked okay, and we immediately stopped the not so merry anymore go round. She touched the area and looked at her hand, and it was blood red. She screamed, "Ah!" and ran home. The next day, we were all wondering, I hope Kavya is okay. I hope nothing major happened to her. Vidya, who was not at all present on scene the previous day, proceeded to narrate to us the sequence of events that had apparently transpired. She said, "You know what happened to Kavya yesterday? She was jumping on the merry-go-round, and then her head hit the pole. A loud crack sound came, and then there was a hole in her head, and blood was pouring out, and that's why she had to walk home like this. And then her parents rushed her to the hospital, and they had to break open her skull, and they saw that even her brain had a hole in it. They discussed and then realized that they couldn't do anything to repair the damage, and they needed to do an instant transplant. And the only brain available at that time was a donkey's brain. We heard Vidya and exclaimed, "Ayyo!" and then saw Kavya coming towards us. We half expected her to hee-haw like a donkey. But then she said, guys, I'm okay. I just got a few stitches. Now, while we knew that Vidya's first half was pure creative freestyle, we were very glad that her second half was also the same. And just like we loved telling all kinds of stories, we also pulled little harmless pranks. You might all be aware of the classic ding dong ditch prank. But we were a class apart. We threw bananas into people's houses, courtesy some wedding decoration that was anyway going to go to waste. Imagine you're in a living room, sitting in front of your TV with your balcony door open, and a banana comes flying. We provided 4D experiences to people's homes way before theaters had them. So, fellow Toastmasters, kids these days come out of the womb saying iPhone, iPad. We came out of the womb saying ayo, ayayo. And that's how we passed time, way before technology took over. Thank you.
Speaker is delivering her Leap 3.0 long-term mentoring speech. I request the individual evaluator, DTM A K Prabhakara, to read out the speech guidelines.
Purpose statements. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply mentoring skills during a long-term mentoring commitment. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience as a mentor. Notes to the evaluator, that's me. During the completion of this project, the member spent 6 months mentoring a fellow Toastmaster or other person from his or her personal or professional life. Listen for a well-organized, well-delivered speech. The member will talk about his or her overall experience as a mentor or may discuss one or two aspects of the experience. The speech should not be a report on the content of the advanced mentoring project. Over to Madam Toastmaster.
The speaker is a commerce graduate and has a postgraduate diploma in business administration. She is a skills development trainer with more than 2 decades of corporate training experience. She is a foodie and loves traveling and dancing. With her speech titled Darshan, My Mentee, please put your hands together to welcome our immediate past president, Toastmaster Latha.
The two most important factors in Toastmasters is evaluation and mentorship. The two most important factors in Toastmasters is evaluation and mentorship, said Ralph Smith. I 100% agree. Why? Because they say mentorship is your first step towards your leadership. And I was privileged to be a mentor in the last year. Not explaining this whole speech because this is not a regular pathway speech what I am doing. This is something a little different from the regular pathway. Now giving an introduction to it. This is LEAP, that is Leadership Enhancement and Advancement Program, which was started in the month of July 2025 by District 121 to build future leaders for District 121. Out of 4,000 Toastmasters, I was selected from District 121. And we were 60 of us when we started. Then when the first I was announced that you are one of the leapers over here, but that didn't start my journey. I was interviewed thrice. After clearing all the rounds, I was finally made a leaper. And my journey started in July 2025. So this is nothing but my journey from July 2025 to April 2026 as a leaper. The first 4-5 months went on smooth, wherein we thought about a lot of how do you do self-leadership, how do you do leadership to others, and then came my mentoring journey. It's very important for me to get a LEAP certificate that I mentor someone inside Toastmaster or outside Toastmaster for 6 months. So that is one of the prerequisites. Once you finish all the level 5, you get certificates from District 121. Once you clear all the level 5, you are supposed to go level 6, finish your mentorship, and then you get a level 7 with the 2 capstone projects. So I need to finish all this criteria, then only I get my Leap 3.0 certificate from District 121. This is very important in my journey as a leader to build myself, enhance myself, and hone my skills over here. And when I wanted to become a mentor, they told me, Latha, this is now where you need to start at level 6. You need to choose someone needs to choose you as a mentor over here, and you need to mentor them for next 6 months. And that at the right moment arrived my mentee, Darshan. He is the person responsible for me behind the lectern today and for getting my level certificate, level 6 certificate. Now when I was told that first I need to do one short-term project, that is only one speech, and I need to mentor him, give my prepared speech on how my experience was, report it back to Darren Rodriguez over how it went on, so that I get my level certification over there. So my first time when I met Darshan, he had just stepped in, and I asked the VPE, that time it was Apoorva, and I told her I need a mentee because I need to finish my lead project. Until then I was not mentoring anyone. So she told, okay, there's a new guy who's come, his name is Darshan, let me ask him if he's ready, then you can become mentor. I was like, okay. Then I just had a word with Darshan, and then he told yes, and I was okay looking at him, I was like, okay. So he was my first mentee, Toastmaster. I have done mentorship outside Toastmaster a lot, but this is my first mentorship project what I did inside the Toastmaster. Then when came his supposed to give his first speech, the icebreaker, and I was literally behind him, like give your first speech, because I needed to finish my level 6 over there. Until I don't give my speech over here, I cannot get the level 6 because there's a short term. First I need to finish my short term project, report it, then I need to start my long term project. So it started in October 2025. I was pushing him, give your speech. He was a little nervous. I understand why do we all join Toastmasters. All of us are joined Toastmasters to improve, enhance the public speaking skills. The leadership skills come at the second stage. Once we are comfortable behind this lectern over here, the most sacred, important place in the Toastmasters journey. So I told him, give it a start. And he was step by step, he started understanding. I wanted to understand what is his strong points are, what his roadblocks are, and then I told, let's prepare for the speech. And I believe that when he gave his icebreaker, everyone was surprised. And to be very honest, I was also very surprised. Because these are certain skills whenever you come behind the lectern, it's only when you can exhibit it to people. Just on the writing on your notepad or just writing your speech and sending to your mentor doesn't do. It's always how do you present yourself behind the lectern, it always matters the most. And I was very happy when he gave the icebreaker speech. Quite humorous, good content, good flow, very structured. And then I presented it to my lead team over there that yes, I finished with my short-term project. He's like, Latha, this was just a cakewalk. Now we need to start the real fight. Now you need to mentor him for 6 months, and you need to see that he at least gives 2 speeches over there. It's not just finishing with this one you're getting over. You need to give at least 2 speeches. Then I started with him, we started discussing. There was the club contest also happened where he was 3rd place for humorous speech, and I was really surprised and I was really happy. It's like, as a mentor, I always believe that every mentor has another mentor over there. And if I do my mentorship skills good, my mentors will be very happy. And this will be a growth journey for me. So this is when he started, and he started giving his speeches. Again, in the last speech, if everyone remembers, he's almost most into humorous speeches. The last time what he tried was really different. Where he spoke about health issues over there, and he just gave us a story about how it happened. This is something different. I told him very openly that content is good, but the way you deliver is going to be most mattering over there. If you cannot deliver the way it is supposed to deliver, the whole speech gets killed. But he put a lot of efforts, he tried the best what he could do, and he was one of the best speeches what he did. And I'm very proud of my mentee. And then, one more thing. I wouldn't say poor guy, he didn't want to get into leadership roles in the executive committee, and I pushed him. I told, I don't know, I'm giving your name. You need to be in the executive committee because I want to see you climbing up the leadership ladder over there. It's very important in Toastmasters not to be just good public speakers. You need to hone your leadership skills. This is when you understand, you network, you interact with people, and your public speaking skills. So again, he agreed. With full disagreement, but then too he agreed somehow, and is currently the associate sergeant at arms of Mekong Communications. So if I sum up my journey over here, I would say that an experience I will not forget for a very long time, and I would like to be mentors of many more people, wherein I can help people refine, polish their public speaking skills, at the same time push them to be good leaders. Leadership is also very important. Now, summing up my whole journey, I would say that mentor is nothing but a ear to listen, a push in the right direction, and a brain to pick up. And I'm proud that Darshan is my mentee. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha. Now, coming to the next session, this will be the table topic session. The table topics master is a HR manager at Infocon and also volunteers as a counselor. She's a warm and affectionate person and makes friends easily. She loves reading fiction and is also into storytelling. Let's welcome our associate VPPR Toastmaster Jyothi Rao with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for such a warm welcome. Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening.
Good evening.
And guests present here. So we come to the very exciting session of our meeting, the table topic session, where I as the table topic master will give you a topic randomly and you have to come here. The time to think is just when you reach the lectern and speak for 2 minutes on the topic. I urge each of you to stand here and speak for 2 minutes, particularly those who have recently joined. Maybe the thoughts or the words may not come, but it's your privilege to be behind the lectern for 2 minutes. So please be privileged and slowly, gradually, the thoughts will come for you to speak. So are we all ready to start?
Yes.
Okay. The first topic is, okay, my topics are very random because happiness is not focused. The first topic is the fan club. The fan club goes to DTM M U Bhat. Fan club.
Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and refugees. Good Friday was more than 10 days ago. You are crucifying me now. But anyway, fan club. There are different level fan clubs are there, in my opinion. You see from your childhood, when you see some hero, you must know there is one person, an actor, who has committed murder, and this fan club runs into tens of thousands of people. And even today they are following like mad, and they say, no, he has not done anything mad. The fans are prepared to excuse anything, even the blue murder conducted. They are the live example of that actor shows. So that is the advantage of being a fan.
Some fan.
So now the fans are off. It's no use. Because I remember, there is a beautiful advertisement when I said that sometimes you become fan of so many things. There was an advertisement where Hema Malini was being used as a prop for your model for Khaitan fans. If you remember that. So what the advertisement was, I am a Khaitan fan, she says. And our Kannada translation, they were being literally translated. Nanu Khaitan and Bisanigirte. So fans can be interpreted in many ways. There are fans and fans. So if you go to the cricket fans, now people die for that. I still remember when your failure came, when he visited Kolkata stadium, that I think it was which stadium, it's the Salt Lake Stadium, I think, where he came. There was virtual stampede. You would not believe the kind of crowd there was there, because this fan requirement, fan club was such a huge across the world, and more so in India and more so in Calcutta. So that is the kind of fan are capable of doing it. So, but then I feel that sometimes the fan clubs go overboard. So ultimately, we need to maintain certain balance and see that you are fans of the right kind of people. Instead of just being fan of just because some fad, some film actor as I was mentioning, or some such characters like that. But real people, there being the fan is really being a privilege, but not otherwise. That's my take on that, man.
No doubt, sir, you have a fan behind you for the way you speak humorously. So the next topic is the spider web. The spider web goes to Toastmaster Deepa.
Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and yes, spider. So when I think of a spider, I get two aspects to it. One is the spider, right? Literal spider. And the other one is people of spider. So that is the two aspects I get to this. So one is spider. When we think of spider, I can get that visualization of that Spider-Man, the spider. So I used to watch a lot of Spider-Man series, and spider is a good insect. I have to talk for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, I'm an insect. I want to sing a song.
Yeah. Spider web.
Spider web. I don't know. Back to you.
Sometimes we get stuck in our own web and think it's a spider's web. The next topic is, expect very unique and different topics. The next topic is the clock on the wall. The clock on the wall goes to Toastmaster Aadhiswar.
Now I'm actually waiting where this 2 minutes gets over so fast. I'm just watching the clock. Clock on the wall. So yeah, it's more about how you manage your time, the time management. You can, if you do not plan your things accordingly, then the time goes away and then you regret. So better than that, structure your things, plan your things, make a plan and follow that plan. Because you can have a lot of plans like I know this, but if you don't have that time or structure that when you will do, how you will do, then there's no point of making that plan, because execution is the main point. Now I can think about anything, I know anything, but if I don't tell you, then it's of no use, right? So that's so that's why I feel time management is very important. Beat anything, studies, work, any other thing also. Like you should balance everything accordingly, and time is very important. So yeah, so manage time accordingly. Thank you.
Time management, that's what we learn here at Toastmasters. And when we learn time management, the next topic comes out, that is the music of the heart. The music of the heart goes to Toastmaster Sumukh.
So the music of the heart. My heart says have some junk food and tasty food, but my brain says have some healthy, nutritious food. My heart says go for Zomato and Swiggy. My brain says go for some salad days and get a salad. So I usually try to follow a routine and have a nutritious diet while I go to gym as well. But when my mom and dad goes on a vacation and I feel I have freedom, I feel like it's time to have a cheat day and go full on in Swiggy and Zomato and then try the Pro Cafe as well. So yeah, I feel like experimenting, I try to avoid sugary food, but an ice cream parlor open next to my home and it's so tempting to go there. So all palm oil, sugar and junk, welcome. Thank you.
Swiggy and Zomatos have changed our life. And with that, the next topic is they have changed the turning point. The turning point goes to Toastmaster Sakshi.
From last 1 week, I am lot occupied in my office. Even after entering my meeting, I was in the world of office, thinking about the deadlines which I have to complete, thinking about tomorrow's task, about a week later, and about what will happen if I don't complete them on time. But the turning point came when table topic started. I realized I have no role today and it might be my turn today. So if I don't listen to the topic, I will not be able to speak. And on top of it, the table topic master was Jyothi. Her topics are insane. She can talk about anything. She can give any topic, and that's what happened. But thankfully, I think I am able to speak on the topic, and that's my take on this. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful about being in the present moment. And when we are in the present moment, that is where home is where heart is. The next topic is home is where heart is goes to Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi.
Happy evening, everyone. Happy evening.
Happy
evening. Yeah. Today it's a special meeting because I can see those torch coming and it feels like something really good is exciting, like spark which is happening. This is exactly what I feel when I go home. After having a day at the office, trust me, I'm being in a profession where I meet numerous people, okay? Lately, as you enter late 30s, okay, I feel home food the best food. And I've seen people carrying lunchbox. They don't want to do Zomato, Swiggy. Just have a healthy food because there's something special. Even when I started cooking after CA final, there's something I wanted to do something apart from studies. So I learned cooking. I know I can prepare my own proper meals and all. Something special when your mom prepares that food. Even if you eat at office or somewhere outside, when you travel abroad, being a Jain, I can't eat, I don't eat non-veg and all when I go out and all. So we take those homemade theplas and all to have it properly. I can confidently say in that kiosk also or wherever you go, that brings joyfulness, which lifts that moment and gives a different energy altogether. That is one thing I would like to share. Home is where heart is, and I can say the meal which is prepared by mom or at home, that definitely brings joy when we are having it at whichever place we can. That's all. Thank you.
The loving food prepared at home always takes us a long way. And it is never the bitter truth. The bitter truth is the next topic. The bitter truth to Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa.
Ellarigu namaskara. So what is the biggest truth in your life? Today's topic is happiness. That is the biggest truth. Be happy is the biggest truth. How many? We don't know what happens in the evening or tomorrow. Be happy now itself, live in the present. According to me, when we will be turning point, when we will get a turning point or when we will be happy, fill your mind with peace, comfort, joy and happiness. Fill your mind with peace, joy and happiness. Never get on with your enemies. Expect ingratitude. Expect ingratitude. Count your blessings, not your troubles. live in the present and make other people happy, this will be the turning point in your life. This will be definitely the turning point in your life. In my case, when I was educated and I saw all the trees in my field were cut to educate me, in one way it is a turning point for me, and I felt very unhappy to see all the trees in my land were cut just to educate me. I do not know what to do. How I can pay back to this Mother Earth was the biggest challenge I had. I came to Bangalore, got a job, started my industry. In one of the meetings in Electronic City, they asked me, who will become a treasurer? When an opportunity comes, my dear friend, grab it. Next opportunity coming will not be of the same magnitude. So I grabbed that opportunity and planted so many trees in Electronic City. Electronic City, which was a barren, it has become a green city. So that is a turning, when I go there, it is a turning point for me. I feel happiness. I feel happiness. Always if the problem comes, what you can do? Try to solve it. If you cannot solve it, accept it. So that is the turning point in your life. Be a happier man, happiest person, and definitely your health will improve also. This is the turning point for all.
The bitter truth is, the topic can be changed. Our next topic is for our new Toastmaster, the lost battle. The lost battle to Toastmaster Punith.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving me such a wonderful topic. Interesting topic, or I can say relatable topic for me, because I would say the last battle in my life that I had was in another country that I was born in, right? So I moved to another country which was so far away, and stayed there for a decade, where I missed a lot of things, which was very close to my heart, right? We start to miss a lot of things when you stay away from home, right? Okay, I'm going to take a pause to collect my thoughts. Okay, so every year, after move there, you start to feel that homesickness, and the battle begins every year. You'll be like, oh, okay, is this the right career, or is this the right future for me? And you continue with that battle every year. And yeah, so the decision actually keeps moving on. You fight through the battle, you learn and grow as you move along. And the biggest learning is you have to keep fighting as long as you can, right? And at some point you will realize that, okay, is this the right battle that you will have to fight, or you want to fight, or is there something else that you can explore and choose, right? You'll have that freedom to choose which battle you want to fight. And I felt that, okay, this international or this country or the US was not the right battle for me, and I thought that was the last battle for me. Thank you.
We win or lose. We win or lose the battle. Ultimately, the whole essence is the next topic. Gateway to happiness. Gateway to happiness goes to Toastmaster Dharmender.
Toastmasters Association. My gateway for my happiness is my daily routine. Because whenever I miss my daily routine, I just lose my balance. Most of the time, on the weekends, I'll be going out with my friends. Like not now, before 2 months, I'm into bad habits with my friends. So because of that, I most of the time I'll be out on the night and don't get back home on time. So the next day it would have been very difficult for me to cope up with my life. Like in every aspect of my life, I struggle to do whatever I want to do. Like one thing it's in my mind, but doing another thing in reality. So that is the major setback in my life. So whenever I'm into my disciplined life, I feel happy and alive. That is the main gateway for my happiness. If not, I'm just lost. So most of the time, I'll be focusing on my daily routine and how to optimize my 20 hours. Like I just sleep for 4 hours, that's fine for me. And how I optimize my 20 hours in a day. And things are going very good. Because of that only, I'm here at the Toastmasters, growing little by little, and I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Very well said. Routine, daily routine gives us happiness. And with this routine happiness during our table topic session, where we come and speak and keep a crown on ourselves, I give back the charge to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lalana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi, for that very thought-provoking topics and keeping everybody on their toes. So now we'll have the much-awaited networking break, and let's all get back in 10 minutes. Welcome back. We'll go on with the evaluation session now. To take us through the proceedings of today's meeting, we have a Toastmaster who is a commerce graduate and has worked in the tax and audit field for several years. Teaching being her passion. She is currently volunteering at Teach for India. She is a past president of our club and is a Triple Crown awardee. She has mentored several Toastmasters and coached 2 clubs. She loves reading, writing and dancing. Personally, I am very happy to have her back in the club after a gap of about 3 years. Please put your hands together and help me welcome Toastmaster Shreedevi Nayak.
Good evening, Toastmasters, my dear guests.
Good evening.
Today's theme, happiness, is such a pleasant topic to think about. And it's nothing heavy that we need to analyze, think a lot. Anybody with sincerity can speak on this topic freely. So I really commend the Master of Ceremonies on choosing a topic like this. So I'll be doing my evaluation in the order of events that have taken place. So starting with the business session, we spoke about how successfully the youth leadership program commenced, and I kudos to Toastmaster Jyothi for initiating that and running it successfully. And I also see a guest who's come, who's a parent of a person who's participating in YLP, so I'm happy to have you all here. And also there was the role takers that were announced. And the meeting started at 6:20 p.m. sharp. We were just 5 minutes late, but that's such a good way of keeping to time, so amazing job on that. Now going to Sergeant at Arms, Associate Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Darshan. A Sergeant at Arms typically kickstarts the meeting, right? You set the tone of the meeting, and I really like how you started the meeting with a personal anecdote. And whenever you use a personal story, this is for everybody, like whenever you use a personal story, that increases your credibility, and you will be more confident to speak on topics which are very personal to you. So I really like the sincerity that you brought to the stage with that story. And I also appreciate your straight-faced humor. You, in the beginning of the meeting itself, you got everybody laughing, so great job on that. and I really liked how you said happiness is already present in small things. And another thing I appreciate about you is you make eye contact with everybody. So even though you had a small thing to help you here, I never saw you looking at it at all. You were making eye contact with everyone, and that commanded attention. And that is a great skill to have as a speaker. And I also love the introduction you gave to the president, and you connected it well to the theme. So great job on that. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Then we had the president take over and the secretary's report. And Toastmaster Ujwal is very quick and prompt with his reports every time. And today there was a small glitch, but he handled it very professionally. So great job on that. Let's give him a huge round. The presidential address. Toastmaster Apoorva, you are very powerful as a leader of this club. I really love the engaging opening that you have, that instantly commands attention on you. How many of you have thought? And then you gave us an engaging topic to think about. So really good job on that. And you have great stage presence and the command over English language. And there's some kind of simplicity and sincerity in you that makes everybody drawn to your speech and they love listening to you. So great job on that, and we're so happy to have you as a president. Let's give her a huge round of applause. I really liked how you introduced the MC as well. Personification of happiness. And the introduction was full of high energy, so great job on that. Now, before I go into the other evaluations, I would like to hear from the individual evaluators for the speakers. So the first speech was by Toastmasters Shuba, Level 3 Leadership Development, and the evaluator Toastmaster Shreya. Let's hear from her.
Good evening everyone, and a special good evening to the target speaker Toastmaster Shuba. I want to start off by saying I loved your speech. I think it was apt for this project. I will split your evaluation into two parts. One is things you excelled at, and one is things that you could improve or challenge yourself. Starting with things that you excelled at, the project resource has a few guidelines on how to develop a humorous speech, right? So I think you achieved a lot of those points. One was to find relatable or universal content. I think that the content you chose is very relatable to us because all of us have played with our apartment friends or our road friends when we were young. So we can relate to a lot of the funny anecdotes you had throughout your speech. Each anecdote was very short. You didn't have a long story and one joke at the start and one in the beginning. It was more like a set of smaller incidents, and all of them had jokes packed throughout them, which was more effective. Also, humor was distributed well throughout the speech. It didn't feel like there was a dry spell throughout the speech. You were very consistent with that. I also appreciated how you used small bits like the Joda Akbar bit or Vidya narrating what happened to Kavya, right? So I think those were well used in the context of this project. And normal things like eye contact and pace of delivery, I think were spot on. Now, coming to things that you could improve or challenge yourself with, one thing was that I feel your actions could have been more exaggerated. For example, when you were talking about how the aunties were responding to these kids play, maybe a bit of over-exaggeration would have worked in that scenario. Or even when you enacted Kavya shouting after she banged her head on that pole, maybe more of an exaggerated scream or showing everyone's reactions to that happening would have added on to the scene more and also built up that suspense. But I think that over-exaggeration will work in these two scenarios to your advantage. One more thing was when you made the joke about Rohan and the idli joke. I think that if you had introduced Rohan maybe earlier on in the speech and kind of built it up that, oh, he was very skinny or he was very lank or something like that, to give us an idea about how Rohan was before versus how he was after. Since the way you said it, it was like, okay, there was this guy Rohan, he went on vacation and came back, and then he had tripled in size. Versus having him as a consistent character throughout, adding little bits and pieces of it, would have made the joke more impactful. And one more thing was the Jodha Akbar bit. I think when you were talking about the auntie and when you were acting as a person in the serial or on the same side, so it became a little confusing to know that you had switched characters. Maybe if you had said one sentence before that, or gone to a different side of the stage, or maybe modulated your voice a bit more, in a different way, that would have helped us distinguish those two characters. But other than that, I think that whatever humor you had through your speech was effective and your delivery was on point, and even the punchlines that you had were very good. So great speech. Hope to see more like this from you in the future. Thank you, and back to the chapter.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. That was a very impactful evaluation. Toastmaster Shuba, it was a wonderful speech, and I really liked in the evaluation in particular how your feedback was, in Toastmasters as a typical way of evaluating. Commend, recommend, commend, or like the sandwich technique, and you adopted that, so that's a great job done. And I really like how you give feedback or areas of improvement by saying, maybe you could have done this. This would have added value. So that's a good way of doing it. And also, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Shuba, but I think you did mention in the speech about him being scrawny. I think you used that word. So I think that she did describe Rohan already. So maybe that you missed out on that. So we can just take care of that. So great evaluation, Toastmaster Shreya. Let's give her a huge round of applause. The next speech was by Toastmaster Raja, Level 3 Presentation Mastery, Evaluator Toastmaster Ujwal. Let's take this video evaluation.
Namaste for the Toastmasters and my target speaker. What garland are you wearing? I'm definitely going to check if I'm wearing a garland. Here are a few things that help you convey your message very well to the audience. Starting off with the first 10 seconds determine whether you catch the attention or not. And you did that very well, especially with your tint of humor there. The second thing that worked really well in your favor was your eye contact. You held eye contact with each person for a few seconds. That told them, I'm paying attention to you and you pay attention to me. And not a very flickering or frequent eye contact that established your connection with the audience. The third thing that went really well was your pauses. I like the pause that you gave just before your conclusion, delivered your conclusion, and then gave a pause. That signified to us, the audience, saying, I'm delivering something that's really important, focus. And then you delivered your conclusion, and then gave another pause, telling, I give you a little time to digest what I've just said. I really like the way you put that across. And all the guidelines of this project were definitely met. Here are a few things that can help you take your project to the next level. Starting off with your stage utilization. Throughout your speech, you'll use the same spot to determine multiple people. Sometimes you were posing as yourself here, sometimes here, and sometimes here. The first incident where that happened was when you said your dad was looking at the goal, but you were also in the same spot. Were you talking as your dad or yourself? The second thing was when you were going to your grandfather's place. You were standing in the same position waiting for your grandfather, and your father in the same position told you, wait here, son. So was it your father speaking, or were you telling us that your father told? The third instance was when you were speaking on the phone. You were on the phone at the same spot here again, where you were speaking with the bank lady, and the bank lady was also at the same position. I would recommend that you have a particular spot for yourself. See yourself at the center of the stage, and then your father always here throughout your speech. And in the similar case, when speaking to the bank lady, you could have stood in this position. I got a call from the bank, and she said, hey, you've been a loyal customer. That gives you a better stage utilization and us a better understanding of what character you are portraying. The second thing was your transitions. In your transitions from one stage to another stage, where first you saw the board and your father explained, and then to you getting a credit card, throughout you were walking and walking. I would have liked to see a better transition in just saying the next day would have been much less confusing rather than walking around. The next thing was your daughter. Then you said, I looked at my daughter and said, it would have landed a much higher attention rate if you had just seen at one person and delivered it. Rather, I looked at my daughter and said, you looked around. I would expect you to look at the same person or not look at anyone, but not move your eyes because you're talking to one person. The final thing being your voice during your conclusion, which is the most important. Your conclusion was, what garden are you wearing? Me sitting there, I couldn't hear it properly. Since that is your conclusion and the strong point, you could have just said, ladies and gentlemen, what garland are you wearing? Would have landed much better. In conclusion, you had a great humor, hook, eye contact, and a pause, and you definitely checked off all the points in your checklist. The things that you can work upon are your stage utilization with transitions and looking at one person when you're talking to one person in your script, and your conclusion having a stronger voice. With that, wishing you all the very best for your future speeches, and back to our general review.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujwal. That was a very thorough evaluation. Let's give him a huge round of applause. The speech was really good, very engaging, and Toastmaster Ujwal had very important inputs. I really like how you have made such great observations and a meticulous delivery of the evaluation. And it was a typical textbook style evaluation, I would say. And you recommended improvements, and you actually told him what would take his speech to the next level. So that really adds value. And the best part about your evaluation, I would say, is the way you summarize it at the end and put the I think you had 3 or 4 key takeaways, and you summarize it at the end so that everybody can actually process and understand what the whole evaluation was all about. I noticed that the timer was holding the card for a little long, so, and I also know that you're participating in contests, so please take care of the time of it. Right? Okay, so the next evaluation is for Toastmaster Latha's speech by DTM A K Prabhakara. Let's give him a round.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. What stood out in her Toastmaster Latha's speech was the fluency with which she expressed herself, the experience of having mentored a Toastmaster, new Toastmaster like Darshan. And that seems to be her strength, the fluency, the flow, the way of speaking. When it comes to the content itself, I have a few things to say. 1/3 of the speech was about what she was doing as a leap or capstone project. These are the words that was dropped in, and that time was lost. The whole speech was supposed to be on her experience of mentoring a mentee like Darshan, and it should have been more than 6 months of experience, and that was met. But the ups and downs of mentoring was not shared. Like, for example, it was just mentioned that as the kind of the situation that a new member faces, she was nervous. When a person is nervous, he holds back himself, and there was a lot of room for vocal variety. The way he speaks, if you act it out, the vocal variety will come through. And that was something that was missed, I would say typically a Darshan person who is also ebullient and enthusiastic, energetic would have said, ma'am, I will do it, but please don't go after me every week. But I will do it. I am nervous, I am trying to gather myself. Something like that he would have told. But that could have brought the required impact as far as the speech is concerned. And then I would say the opening was somewhat sedate. Clarity somewhat took a backseat because of this. But what she did right was creating the environment for the mentee to take up the speeches and gave that kind of comfort, like elbow room, to evolve himself by giving speeches to, because he has a sense of humor which he was successfully able to bring out from the mentee. And she also somehow enabled and convinced him to take up the leadership role, sergeant-at-arms role, and that is not simple to do. I am aware of that kind of thing because I go through this kind of situation repeatedly every 6 months. So all in all, she did a very good job, and conclusion should have been a little more vehement, and it could have ensured that the line or the concluding statement kind of inspires other mentors to take up such projects as mentoring is concerned. On this note, I would like to hand over the control back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM A K Prabhakara, for that extensive evaluation. Let's give him a round of applause. Toastmaster Latha, very nice speech, and I have nothing to add to Toastmaster DTM A K Prabhakara's evaluation. I really liked how he emphasized on meeting the project guidelines and gave you some areas of improvement. So let's give both the speaker and the evaluator another round of applause. So before I get the reports from the TAPG team, I would like to request you all to vote in today's ballots for the roles, speakers and role takers, etc. And while we do that, can we get the reports also, or I should give it? Okay, let's hear from the counter, Toastmaster Dharmender.
Good evening again. Here is the ARC counter report. The following Toastmaster who has ARC count more than 5: Toastmaster Apoorva, Toastmaster Latha, Toastmaster Sumukh, Toastmaster Punith, and Toastmaster Shreedevi. Then we have following Toastmasters who paused in between: Toastmaster Apoorva, Toastmaster Ujwal, and Toastmaster Punith. Apart from that, Toastmaster Punith repeated the word "so" many times. Thank you, and back to General Evaluator.
Very good observation, Toastmaster.
We need to get it this side. It's coming. Let's keep it up behind the table.
Very good observations, Toastmaster Dharmender. Let's give him a round of applause. Timer, Toastmaster Sumukh.
Thank you, Toastmasters Shreya. Now I will present my report. So we started today's session meeting 1363 at 6:20 p.m. Toastmaster Darshan Sergeant took 3 minutes 12 seconds. President Toastmaster Apoorva took 1 minute 13 seconds for the presidential address, and Master of Ceremony Toastmaster Lalana took 7 minutes 40 seconds. And Associate VPRR Toastmaster Jyothi took 1 minute 05 seconds. Apart from that, the time taken by prepared speeches and paper topic masters are mentioned on the boards. Time taken by General Evaluator is 3 minutes 32 seconds. Time taken by Evaluator Toastmaster Shreya is 3 minutes 50 seconds. And Evaluator TM Ujwal is 3 minutes 47 seconds. And Evaluator Toastmaster A K Prabhakara took 3 minutes 8 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumukh. Now, Grammarian Toastmaster Deepa.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Here is the Grammarian report. There was good usage of words. Let me start with engraving, and then happiness is the state of mind. And there was 4 types of happiness. It was very new to me. Lattice, felony, beatitos, slublitos. Cloud 9, 7 9, boredom, narrate, sequence of events, exclaimed, hesitation, snapped, enhanced, refined, polished, personification, lanky or skinny, flickering. So these are the good usage of words, and I don't see much of not so good usage of words, and I didn't see many people used, except mine, nobody used word of the week. So, sorry, I think that's one thing, and I would encourage from next week onwards, please use word of the week, and hope I tried my meticulous report as a grammarian. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, and now we have Toastmaster Punith as the Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator. Let's give him a round of applause.
The meeting went very smoothly, so no phone sounds. Everyone, there was no mention of religion or politics or any topics and such. And yeah, there were no major crosstalks as well, so the meeting went great. Thank you very much.
Let's give Toastmaster Punith another round of applause. Okay, quick pointers to the TAPG team. I request you all to have at least one line of introduction to your role so that people know what the role is all about and the importance of this role. I really like how all of you have taken your role seriously, and there's keen observations. You all are not allowed to be distracted during the meeting, because you have to make thorough observations, listen to every single speech and point out those things. So people think that TAPG roles are very easy, but I find them the most important and difficult roles. So I also request people to take up these roles more. It's always the same people that are taking up these roles. So I implore you all to come behind the lectern, take this opportunity and take this role more often. And now, I hope you all have done the voting. Now the evaluation for table topic master, Toastmaster Jyothi. Toastmaster Jyothi is famous for her table topic session. She always brings very abstract, interesting, creative topics. It was a mixed bag of topics, I would say, and very creative. Clock on the wall, fan club, music of the heart, home is where the heart is. A lot of topics which do not direct the way people should think. You are giving them a topic where they can think on their own and choose whether they want to speak positively about it or negatively about it. So that is a good way of putting across the topics, and interesting. We have never come across topics like this before. So I was also waiting if I could get a topic, but since I was a role taker, I did. But overall, a fun session. If I have to give you one feedback, it would be that you shake hand with the speakers after they finish, and even if they've forgotten, you can probably reiterate to them to stay, because the lectern should never be empty. Okay, you have to always ensure that somebody is there, and the shake hand is the pass of the charge to them, right? So that's all. Overall, a great job done. We had a fun session. Even the guests were mentioning how they had fun in the table topic session. So let's give you a huge round of applause. Now for the evaluation of the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Lalana. Toastmaster Lalana is sunshine in human form. I like the way you bring a certain amount of poise and calmness and composedness behind the stage. It's always a delight to watch you behind the lectern. And a Master of Ceremonies is typically someone who acts as a catalyst in the meeting. Somebody who plays the role of a supportive figure, somebody who weaves the entire meeting together and holds everybody's attention, somebody who does not highlight themselves, rather push the speakers, and you did that so beautifully today. And also, you know, when the topic is something like happiness, I was thinking, you know, what if, I was personally worried if the president, the sergeant-at-arms, the MC, all of them end up speaking on the same thing, because ultimately, even though happiness is subjective, the way we feel about happiness is the same, right? But I was not at all expecting something informative and learning to come out of your MC address, and I was pleasantly surprised and happy to learn 4 levels of happiness, and you also added elements of humor with that straight face, like Cloud9 being a hospital, and you made everybody smile and giggle, and that's a amazing trait to have as a master of ceremonies. And so overall, a wonderful job done, and the way you introduced every speaker today, great job done. And if I have to give you any suggestions for improvement, I would suggest some more energy, especially when you're introducing the speakers, because when they're coming behind the lectern, they should be on a high. And when they're delivering an address, they should feel like they are the best person to come on this behind the lectern. So although you did a very thorough introduction to them, the HEP was taken care of, hobbies, education, profession was taken care of, but also like, let's give her a thunderous round of applause with her energy would have happened. So let's give her a thunderous round. Yes, now I think I finished evaluation of everybody. I have a few general pointers to give quickly. So firstly, timekeeping. So one of the things that I faced personally as a president, a challenge as an executive committee, is to keep meetings wrapped in time. I remember the meetings used to go on till 9:15 back then, and that was something that used to bother the members a lot. So I really appreciate the current team to have been able to wrap the meetings perfectly on time, and that's a very good trait to have. And second point that I would like to bring out is one thing that people who come and speak here, especially during table topics, is they say, Mr. Toastmaster, and good evening guests, good evening everybody. So when you say good evening, you'll get an automatic response from everyone, and that delays the flow of thoughts sometimes. So you can just avoid saying good evening every time you come. Maybe the first person who opens the meeting can say it, and we can avoid that. And another thing is, when the electricity went in between, I really appreciate how everyone stayed calm and respectful. Nobody was like, oh, do something, why don't you go and call somebody and all that. Everybody stayed calm, so even the speakers behind the lectern felt comfortable. And so that's a great trait to have as a club as a whole. So we all deserve a huge round of applause. Another thing I want to talk about is Toastmaster Darshan's way of recording the meeting, and within a few hours of the meeting being over, we are getting the videos on time. And also, are you using any AI to tag the role takers, or are you doing it on your own?
No, just download the captions and feed it to the AI.
Yeah, okay. So it's a very meticulous job done. And I'm sure all of us are going back to watch the videos, but nobody's liking or leaving comments for this hard work that he does. He deserves that appreciation. So I hope all of you can go back and every time you watch the video, leave a like, leave some comments, because it's immense hard work and he's doing a great job. Let's give it a round. Another thing for the president, when you are handing over charge to the MC, you have to pass on the gavel. That is something that we should not miss. So make sure that the gavel is handed over, and that is the representation of the charge being handed to the MC. And MC, at least today, you have to hand it back to her after your speech is done. So that is another thing. So overall, it was a smooth meeting. Everything went really well, and looking forward to more fun meetings. With that, I'll hand back the charge to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreedevi, for that constructive and encouraging feedback and a great evaluation. Let's once again have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Shreedevi. To conclude, happiness is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's subjective and deeply personal by valuing our unique paths and perspectives. we can cultivate a happier existence. In the end, it's the pursuit of contentment and not perfection that truly matters. With that, I would like to hand over the charge back to Toastmaster Apoorva.
What a refreshing and truly one-of-a-kind meeting it was. I don't know if you all of you noticed, but today all the MTG roles were taken up by the amazing ladies, Lady Toastmasters of our club. So just a round of applause for that. When we thought this was not enough to make it memorable, there was a twist. We had a power cut, and for the very first time, at least from the time I am a member of this club, for the very first time, we got to witness a torchlight meeting. So it was a memorable one, I must say. And today's meeting was in line with the theme of the meeting, because no matter what the situation, like the power cut, no matter what happened, the energy didn't drop. In fact, the table topic session went on with the same enthusiasm and same energy, and with the same laughter, I must say. So, a wonderful job on that. Now, let me quickly get into the winners of the evening. The best TAPG role taker is, whatever role she takes, she puts her 100%. It goes to the Grammarian Toastmaster Deepa. The best MTG role taker is she's one of the most senior member of our club. Every time she's behind the lectern, I always look her in awe. I don't know if she's ever considered it, or I'm not really sure what she does, but I think she should consider a profession in TV or radio because of her voice and the aura she carries. It goes to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Shreedevi. The best evaluator is, no competition in that, it goes to Toastmaster Ujwal. The best table topic speaker is, every time he comes behind the lectern, it's 100% sure that he'll make the audience laugh. The humor king of our club, DTM M U Bhat. And the best speaker is, he's someone who every time comes behind the lectern, he ensures to capture the audience attention, and the presence he has behind the lectern is something which is inspiring to every member of a club. Toastmaster Latha. With that, we come to the end of meeting number 1363.